Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Guys, it is time for AEW Revolution 2025. It is going to happen in March 9th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. But before we get into those predictions, of course, let me bring out my guest here. Of course, he's been in most of my wrestling episodes, I believe, a long time ago. But here is Azam. Azam, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. AEW, yeah.
AEW. And my next guest, of course, he is the Hall of Famer. It is Sach. Sach, how are you doing today?
Here, what is up, guys? Your boy Prince Sach 50 here. Back at it with another video. I'm excited. I'm not a big AEW fan, as you guys know, but some of you guys know Edge is my all-time favorite. Hope, baby. But yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. Looking forward to
Sure,
it.
man. For sure, man. Of course, my last guest, he, of course, not a newbie anymore. It is Khabii. Khabii, how are you doing today?
Second time here. Thank you for having me.
Sir,
Doing good.
Well, fantastic, man. Let's get it going here. Let's start for our pre-show match. It is, of course, my favorite, Big Boom AJ. Boom, 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 boom. And the Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe facing MXM Collection and Johnny TV in the trios match. Azam, who do we have here?
I think it's easy, bro. Yeah, I think. I mean,
Big
NXM
boom.
is like awesome. It'll be a fun match. Lots of spots. Mark Briscoe for sure gonna do that chair spot where he jumps off the chair outside.
Yes.
And I think that the Big Boom and Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe take the win.
All right. And what about you, Sachin?
I'm gonna go with Big Boom, man. I heard about him one time. I remember seeing him on that one special podcast episode of AEW, and yeah, he's just cool people's man. Good influencer, good-hearted person. You know, definitely want to see him in a New York show if he comes around here. But yeah, I'm going with Big Boom.
Big Boom it is. And what about you, Khabii?
Big Boom's definitely gotta win it. Like, even though I like the other team like as separate wrestlers, like Mansoor, the other guy, and Johnny TV, but Big Boom, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe, they got this in the bag. They're gonna kick this off and they're gonna win this, and the crowd's gonna be happy.
See that? Yeah, I'm also going with the Big Boom and Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe. I feel like the Rizzler will show up here. He's going to do some shenanigans with MXM Collection here. At least with Mansoor. Something's going to happen there.
Yeah,
You think
positive
you mean the Rizzler or what's the kid's name? Big Justice or both?
They're going to do some shenanigans because last time Big Justice did that spear against I forgot who he did it to, but he did that spear. So I feel like the Rizzler might do something. Might be a power driver to Johnny TV. So we'll see. For the next match here. For the next match here, it is a big one here. It is Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. Anybody? Who do we have here?
Yeah, I'll go ahead because all I know about Will Ospreay is he has great moves, great timing in the ring from people I know in my circle. But I'll go with Will Ospreay because honestly, I think they're gonna push him again to main event spot. It's about time. So I'll go with Will Ospreay. What about you guys?
Man, I low-key think that Kyle Fletcher could take this one. Just because Will Ospreay won the match at World's End for the Continental Classic. That was a friggin' banger. But I think that, like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that the Don Callis family has to come out looking strong, and Kyle Fletcher could come out and get the victory, especially because Ospreay was saying that he's never been in a proper steel cage match.
Mm.
So he said that on Fred VanVleet the other day. So I think that maybe he'll take the L on that one. And plus, Kyle Fletcher is like he's so good. It can go anyway, but I'm gonna pick Kyle Fletcher as like a low key dark horse.
So, okay. Uh,
What about you, Khabii?
Okay, so here's my thing. I believe since the last time these two went at it, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Kyle won the last one. So I think this is where Will gets the win back here since Kyle won the last pay-per-view. But I feel like if you guys been watching, Mark Davis, he's been in and out. Like he's with them, he's not with them. He's with them, he's not with them. I think Davis, based on what we saw on Dynamite, I think Mark Davis he costs Kyle Fletcher this match. Plus, this is in a steel cage, no?
It's still
Yeah,
cage.
Yeah, steel cage. So I think Mark Davis is going to cost Kyle Fletcher,
hey,
giving Osprey the win.
okay.
Hmm.
Did we
I
have
can
a
see that.
showcase match recently? It no, that was WWE. No shots taken to AEW.
I think the most recent cage match in AEW might have been uh might have been Moxley or somebody. My memory is so shot, but I mean, we see at least like one steel cage match a year, and I think this is
It's
like
very,
one
it's
for the
very
year.
rare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a special match for sure. Um, but also, I mean, you could to what Khabii said. I think like it could be Mark Davis like helping out Kyle too, like because he's kind of been iffy. I've noticed that
Mm.
whenever someone's like kind of in between like two worlds in AEW, they can really just go both ways. I think Wheeler Yuta has like also kind of displayed like some iffiness throughout his entire Blackpool Combat Club and Death Riders career. So he's played both sides. I guess turning on the team versus supporting the team. So Mark Davis could lock in and confirm himself as that final member of the Don Callis family too, and turn on Osprey. So it's unpredictable. I think that's like the greatest thing about a lot of the matches on this card are unpredictable. So um yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
who knows? Mark Davis might low blow both Will and Kyle. He's like, I'm done with you
That's
guys. I'm done.
Mark
that's
Davis pulling
possible.
Yo,
a MZF, huh? Shit.
Yeah.
all right. I got another prop question for you guys.
Mm.
Will there be a screwdriver used in this match?
Oh, multiple.
First,
So I think that either Don Callis or Mark Davis will be the supplier of said screwdriver. And who
Mm.
uses it? I don't know. But yeah, I think that there was a steel cage match with Kenny that Don Callis had a screwdriver used against him or something. If not a steel cage
Yeah.
match, it was definitely it always shows up in a big pay per view Don Callis family match. So I'm not
Yeah.
ruling that one out.
I do have a question. Does he still is he painting that his scar red every time he's on TV? I feel like it's getting
Oh,
brighter.
no doubt,
Yeah,
bro. They got a crazy makeup team backstage, man.
it's the makeup. Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
That
Well,
corny piece
Um,
of shit, Don Callis.
I hate him. When I was at the AEW, I think it was Dynamite. I was flipping him off when he's on the in the ring there. I hate
hey,
him.
gonna be House of
Uh,
Glory.
oh yeah. The next match, it is for the AEW Continental Championship. Of course, the champion Okada versus Brody King. I'm feeling a new champion here. What about you guys?
Nah,
um,
I think Okada wins it
I think
because
Okada wins it so that he faces Omega for the title.
Oh,
yeah,
that's tough. I think I'm going with Okada too, because like WWE right now, AEW's competition, they have to match, mid card. So like, well, I wouldn't even say this is mid card. Like Continental would be like upper mid card if it's Omega and Okada. So yeah, 100% agree with you guys. I'm going with Okada. Yes, sir. The Rainmaker, the Rainmaker, right? That's his name.
Yeah, the
The
Rainmaker.
the Rainmaker.
Yeah, Brody King. He has his new I don't want to say a new gimmick, right? It's just he's on his own now, so I feel like he should get a title. I don't know.
He should.
Yeah, Brody King is like one of the guys that you could depend on to put on a banger and like also protect the guys that he's working with and stuff. He's such a talented dude, despite his like crazy size. I think that
Dude,
like I think that the House of Black, oh sorry, the Hounds of Hell could be like tag team champions in the future.
Yeah.
But I do not. I still don't think that like considering Okada is literally like one of the goats, right? Like I do not think that somebody of Brody King's level is ready to dethrone Okada just yet, right? And usually the person that wins the Continental Classic keeps the belt for the entire year and ends up losing it through the tournament like that next year. So if that just to play it safe, I would just go with Okada.
Well, will Okada say the word bitch in this match?
You know it.
Okay. All right, the next match. It is they hate each other. It is MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. Who do we have here?
This one's a tough one. It can really go either way.
I'm going with
Honestly,
MJF.
I think MJF takes this one. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of both of them, and I just think like Hangman's the kind of guy. Like, so I was watching Deadlock talk about WrestleMania X8. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Scott Hall, right? And they were talking about Scott Hall, how like he's taken a lot of L's in his career, right? He was like the de facto like pin guy in NWO, but like he could out talk like anybody on the mic and he would just get his heat back, right?
Yeah.
So I think that both MJF and Hangman could like out talk anyone, but Hangman can also out character anyone too. So a loss does more for his character than a win does. And I think that because Hangman is kind of in the middle of like sort of becoming back to being a face, so a loss could push him over that, push him over the edge. And MJF hasn't been involved in a big program in a minute. I think he needs that like, and he needs a rub to kind of get that full asshole MJF character that we know.
Type. That's true. That's such. I gotta agree with you too. I gotta say that MJF is Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page is also, yeah, he's gonna turn face, so he doesn't really need the big win here. Like MJF needs that momentum because, in my opinion, MJF hasn't had a huge run since the Samoa like 2023. So
Yeah,
I 100% agree with you there, bro.
he been busy. He been busy shooting Happy Gilmore and stuff. And also, they just did a whole Sports Illustrated like 1 hour
Good for
interview
him,
with
bro.
him. So
Really?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that like the fact that the interview just came out on him like means he's probably taking the dub.
So what about you, Khabii?
I think I'm leaning more towards MJF because it'll piss off Hangman even more, and we love seeing a pissed off Hangman. So I think MJF would take the win.
Indeed, we do. I'll never forget Hangman and Moxley's promo. So that's a
Yeah.
classic.
Well, I miss Adam Page when he was drinking beer, being happy, but now we just have this guy. So I'm scared of him.
Yeah, for real.
Miserable.
All right, the next match here, man, it is for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Of course, the champions, the Her Syndicates, of course, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus the Outrunners. Who do we have
We
here?
heard people.
We
We heard
heard.
people.
We
This
heard.
is so easy. So easy.
Dude, I went to an indie show, the one where I met Jinder Mahal and Outrunners. Truth Magnum was in the pizza line with me, like before the event started or whatever. Such a chill dude. Like I didn't like bother him or nothing, but he's like such a chill guy. I think Outrunners. I mean, like they're over with the fans.
Yeah.
They deserve a pay-per-view spot for sure. That payday is gonna be sick for them. But yeah, and I mean the fucking hurt business, bro. Come on, man. They hurt people.
They do. Are we getting a surprise of Cedric Alexander joining AEW, joining the Her Syndicates?
Oh, he's free agent?
I think he's a free agent.
He is a free agent. He is. I just don't know if he's showing up at the pay-per-view. might be too early for that.
Dude, I could see him go more to TNA, be like an X Division guy.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
True.
they're cooking over there. I think
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali's in a
heavy,
program with
heavy
Santana
emphasis.
right now. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. If it was like a non tag team match, I would be more inclined to say he could pull up as a free agent. But I don't know. It could kind of go either way. Plus, also like you don't. I don't think Hurt Business need to like resort to shenanigans to beat the Outrunners. So there's that too.
Right. We're feeling hurt.
I think for sure it'll be a unique match for sure because you've never seen like you know like comedy '80s like badass guys like go up
Yeah.
against like straight up killers. So it'll be a fun match.
It'll be fun.
I'm just wondering, are we gonna see a returning Young Bucks during this match? Because I don't see anybody dethroning these guys except for the Young Bucks.
Hmm.
Honestly, like
For sure.
they just started blogging again. They started another blog channel. They just posted a YouTube today. I didn't check that out yet, but they could come back. I just don't see like AEW has never done like a momentum like stealing moment where like somebody wins and somebody comes back to like kind of take that heat off them. That's usually not done. They could come back on like Wednesday maybe, but maybe not on the show. Also, if you remember, I think the most recent Kenny promo, he said that like I had a bunch of friends that ran away. And remember when the Young Bucks they like shredded all the papers and like abandoned the company or whatever? There's still some loose
Yeah.
ends to tie up when it comes to that. So I'm not sure. Also, Jack Perry's been gone forever too. So there's some shit going on that's cooking. We don't even know about that yet. So maybe not
Let's stay
here.
tuned. Let's stay tuned.
Yeah.
Didn't
They,
Jack Perry the dude that oh okay. I don't want to mention it. Okay. It's coming back
yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah. They haven't been on TV as much because of Moxie's group. They kind of took over. So I think that's why it's like kind of kayfabe of them not being on TV because Moxie's group is taking over. But I don't know. They might show up this pay per view.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So they dropped the belts to Private Party because Nick Jackson had like a pretty bad injury. So they took a couple weeks off for that. Then they went to Japan and they became the IWGP champions at Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty. It was one of the night one or night two events. I don't know which one it was, but they just won that in January. So they have like they have enough stuff going on outside of AEW where they're not like fully in storyline kayfabe canon, but they lost the belts because of the injury. So there's that.
All right. Well, let's get into our next matchup here. It is for the AEW TBS Championship. Our champion, our CEO, Mercedes Moné, versus Momo Watanabe.
Oh, Sasha Bits. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Mercedes.
And Mercedes taking that easy.
Boss.
It'll be it's gonna be a banger though. They had a match in Japan that was really good. So they're
They
gonna
got
cook
chemistry.
like they're gonna
They
cook
got
crazy.
And then
chemistry.
cook for sure then. Yes, sir.
I don't think
Yeah.
Mercedes is dropping the belt until she surpasses the Jade Cargill time reign,
Yeah.
and then she'll drop it to like Chris Statlander or Will Nightingale or somebody. But
How long Jade was champion as TBS champion? Was it like a year?
I think it was like 400 days or something like that, 450 days, so a little over a year.
Hmm.
I was at the show when she won it for the first time. I was sitting front row for that one, but it was a while, yeah, because that was in January, and she went to the Fed when like April, like last year or
Yeah.
something.
She held it for
So
508 days.
Wow.
damn, yeah. So we got some time.
All right.
Well,
All right. All right. We're picking our CEO. Our next matchup, man. It is to determine the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. Of course when I drive Swerve Strickland versus
Swerve in that
American.
corner roll.
Oh yes, versus the American Psycho Ricochet.
American Psycho Ricochet is a great gimmick, bro. I'll tell you that much.
Hit him with the scissors, man. What was wrong? What's going on there? When did that happen? When did
I don't
that
know, man.
start?
He has to return some videotapes.
I'm feeling Ricochet, because we've
Hey, man.
seen Strickland going for that gold. Maybe why not Ricochet? Give him a shot for the world title.
I agree. Hey, man. I agree with Brown Boy Wonder. I'm going with Ricochet because like why would they insert him with the former world champ? Because Ricochet got the fan following too. You guys got as we all know, he just had a huge match with um before matches with Logan Paul, matches with Lesnar. He has a star power. So 100%. We got Ricochet. I didn't even know. I gotta check out that gimmick, by the way, bro. That sounds interesting. I
He
ain't gonna lie.
he he's just wears his glasses. He wears a cap, and he just uses scissors and starts stabbing people. So he's a
Basically,
little
what happened was
Mercy.
he got like toilet papered
Mm.
like crazy
right.
in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I was at that event. People were throwing toilet paper crazy when he lost, and then at World's End when he lost, Swerve had him toilet papered as well. Like the entire he passed out like toilet paper, and he basically got bullied into becoming like this psycho character, and he's like attacking dudes with like scissors and shit. I think we're
Ricochet,
gonna
you're
see
a
some.
menace. Ricochet, you're a menace, brother. And I remember you at House of Glory when you were Trevor Man, bro. You're a menace, dude. You're a
Dude,
menace,
I think we're
Ricochet.
gonna have some Nana shenanigans in this match, bro. I think that
That I
Nana's
was
gonna
just
turn on
about to get
Swerve,
to that.
bro.
I was just about to get to that because
Ooh.
what I think is because this whole thing is about a robe that Ricochet stole from
Right.
Swerve, right? And the robe, there's a lot of legacy behind it because it's been everywhere, right? Like there's a lot of history behind it. So I
Yeah,
think,
Nana used to manage Jimmy Jacobs when he had the robe in Ring of Honor.
yeah.
So yeah, I
So
think that well,
what-
continue. What were you gonna say with that?
so what I think is I think Swerve defeats Ricochet and gets the robe back, but if Ricochet wins, I think this is where Nana turns on Swerve, hits him with a low
Whoa.
blow.
Whoa. That might
Yeah,
happen. Nana
Like
against.
Prince Nana as a heel is just like the best Prince Nana, I think.
yeah.
I bought his coffee. His website. I still haven't drinked it yet, but I have it. Shout
The
out to
coffee
Nana's
beans.
coffee.
The coffee beans.
Yes. All right. Well,
Uh, going,
yeah.
yeah, going back to the whole Mercedes thing, I think Mercedes beats Momo, but I feel like with what's been happening recently, I think Billy Starks is next up in line to face her. Just want to point that out.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And then so
Billy Starks.
Billy starts and then Athena at all in. I think that's how it works.
Oh, okay. I think so.
Because if anyone takes the title, dude, Athena is literally like the dark horse of that division. She's been single. Ring of Honor is Athena's show. She main events every pay per view, and she is literally like a world beater when it comes to that. Her match, she had a 4-way match in Stardom. That she actually lost. Well, she didn't get pinned, but Momo won that match in order to get this title match. I think that somehow Billy Starks will be the next challenger. Can't get the job done, and then Athena will come in along with that. So yeah,
Yeah, that might happen. All right. Well,
but
we are. Yeah.
as far as the Ricochet one, I think Ricochet wins that match too.
All right. We're all feeling
So
Ricochet here.
3 for 3
Um.
Ricochet.
Yes, and the next matchup it is probably the biggest matchup for this pay per view here. It is in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the AEW Women's World Championship. It is the champion, of course, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May.
I'm gonna sit this one out. I don't know too much about both of these wrestlers, respectfully, but sit this one out.
Bro, this is
Tony
like the
Storm.
best storyline in wrestling, bro. This is probably the best
Tony
women's storyline
Storm.
like ever, man.
Hey
Like it's
man,
nuts.
hey man, bro, I got a lot of catching up to do, bro. But Brown Boy invited me. I was like, I gotta support my boy, Ron. So, but yeah, I sit this one out for the one time.
I
Dude,
think Tony wins this because she just won the belt back. So I think she wins, plain and simple.
yeah, I agree. I'm such a big Mariah May fan. Like, and I mean, Tony Storm too. Like, I love both of them. It's hard to pick like when two of your favorites are like in a match. Um, but I also think like Tony wins. She's the most decorated women's champion in AEW history, and I think that Mariah has shown a lot more psychological turmoil in the last couple weeks. She's just been like crashing out, like unhinged. And I think that's what her weakness is in this match. I think Tony's coming in with a lot more like because Tony is technically is that crazy character, and she's a lot more
Yeah.
composed and like also she's referring to herself as God, right? Like so, like that shit is crazy. So I mean, I don't think Mariah's ready to beat God just yet. So
How long is this feud? I feel like it was at least a year and a half ago when Mariah May showed up.
Mariah showed up. I was at that show. I think it was like February or March last year, and she was following Tony around. And
Yeah.
then she won the Owen Cup. Turned on her before All In sometime in the
She
summer. So it's been going on for almost a year now.
she
Yeah.
showed up. She showed up January 3rd, 2024.
Yeah, January 3rd. So it's been over a year. Yep.
Oh, I'm also thinking Tony Storm here. Got to finish. Is this feud gonna be over after this match?
I believe so.
Yeah, but then where does Mariah go from here, man? What they gonna do with my girl, bro?
She's
The TBS title.
I think the feud's gonna be over. Yeah, I think the feud will be over. I mean, they're calling it the Hollywood ending.
Hmm. Yeah, it's also a false count anywhere match, so it's gonna be a lot of things happening in that match. But yeah, Tony Storm should be the champion here. The next matchup, man, this might be a banger here. It is for the AEW International Championship. Takesha versus Omega. I'm picking Omega. He needs to win something here.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that 100%. And Kenny Omega is my boy from Canada. He has to win this. Like Konosuke, he's had a good run with the title, but I think Kenny's got to show him, who's boss.
Yeah. So my thinking
Oh,
is that if you work from the rule of threes, Kenny wrestled Osprey first at Forbidden Door 2023 and lost. 2022, 2023. But he lost. Then he wrestled Osprey in Japan in 2024 at Wrestle Kingdom, and he won. And then did they have a match three? I don't remember.
they might
But
have.
I know that
Uh,
Takeshita has defeated Omega once. I think Omega gets his lick back in match two, and I think that you build to All In with Omega and Okada for both belts.
yeah, and I
Hey,
could
yo,
see that.
I
Also,
agree with
when they
both
show
these
that,
guys.
yeah,
I gotta go with Omega. I gotta go with Big O. Because like I said before, going back to what Truth said, I said before about Okada and Omega and WWE. The I don't know if I can say that. But let me just say it. I'm gonna just say it. The opposing brand is having a huge year this year, so it will be only right for Omega and Okada to run it back like they did back in the good days. So all respect to his opponent. He's a great wrestler. I've seen tape. Jake sent me tape of him. I've been studying some of his stuff. He's great. But yeah, the Big O, man. Khabii, Big O.
yeah,
Plus,
Painmaker.
Takesha, man. They showed that promo last week on Dynamite with Omega and Takesha. Man, when they were young, they were young. That was like at least 10 years ago when he had a short haircut.
yeah, short hair, Konosuke Takeshita. I was like so surprised seeing him with short hair, skinny.
Dude, Takeshita's first two matches in his entire career. His first opponent was El Generico,
Oh my
Sami
god.
Zayn, and then his second opponent was Kota Ibushi, bro. This kid was destined for greatness, dude.
Jeez.
I firmly believe, like, so I know he's like Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega's like pet project, right? Like they've
Mhm.
been grooming this kid, pause, for a while now, and like he's gonna take over the entire world. I just think that like Kenny got to get that lick back before he retires eventually, and this is gonna be that, he'll eventually get dethroned, later down the line. maybe for the
And
world
this
title.
is
Who knows? But yeah, go on.
this is the first pay per view, right? Coming back.
I think so. For
So
Omega.
he has to win. So he has to win.
Yeah, his last appearance was in Japan against Gabe Kidd. So
Yeah.
it's for pay per view back in America.
All right. Well, feeling Omega here. Our last main event. Oh, excuse me. Our main event for AEW Revolution. It is the champion. It is, of course, for the world title of AEW. John Moxley, who never showed his title, versus Cope.
I'm gonna go last because I got some crazy shit cooking up in my head for this one. I'm going last, boys.
Same.
All right, Sasha, what about you? What are you thinking?
I'm going with on this day, we're going to see him clearly once again. Once again, on this day, we're going to see him clearly. Adam Copeland, Edge. You're my favorite. I'm going to see you in the ring one day. I might not use such as my kid, but I'm going to see you hopefully one day, brother. Adam Copeland's going to win the AEW World title. I don't know how the ending is going to be. I don't know. It's going to probably be unpredictable, but all I know for sure is John Moxley's going to bleed and there's going to be a spear finish of some sort. And yeah, Adam Copeland's gonna get that one last title run. If you guys have anything to add, like, go for it.
What about you, Khabii?
I was gonna ask you, what do you think
What I
before
think?
I say it? Yeah.
This is what I think. So, John Moxley and his group has been wreaking havoc in AEW, right? Cope and his group, they have been fighting them for the longest time. I'm thinking Cope, Adam Copeland, man. I think he deserves a title now because he's been in AEW for a bit. I think this feud will go on, still be going on, but I feel like this will be the midpoint of the feud. That means Cope will be the champion, and maybe a random prediction here. Maybe Big Boom AJ might show up and
Okay.
turn against
Yes.
Edge, low blow. He does a big boom. I don't know. What about you, Khabii?
Okay.
Fantasy
So
booking to the max, bro.
Going out on a
so
limb
here,
there.
here
I feel, bro.
here's what I came up with.
Sure.
Cope wins, right? And I don't know if this can happen, but Jay White turns on him.
Mm.
Jay White turns on him, showing a sign like, okay, we're not friends anymore. I want that title. And he turns on him, or he turns on him by helping Christian Cage cash in that briefcase that he has. Remember, Christian Cage has a briefcase.
Yeah.
He has that
He's our
contract, right?
undisputed next AEW World Champion.
He's coming after
So,
your father, guys. He's coming after your fathers.
Oh man.
so Christian Cage has that contract. I think he cashes in, and Christian and Cope, they got history, so that can cook.
For sure.
That could be it. What about you, Awesome? What are you
all
thinking
right,
here?
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So before the Jay White involvement, I was firmly of the belief that Darby Allin was going to be the one to dethrone Moxley because it's his time now, and like he is the most like AEW guy, like to the bone on that roster,
No.
and he's like currently climbing Mount Everest or some shit. But unfortunately, the Moxley angle has been shat on like by everybody universally. Even I've like, I'm such an AEW apologist. Like I even don't like that angle too much. Like I let them cook, because I trust the booking, but I don't like. It's a little annoying, right, to not see the world title on TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I think happens. I think that Hope could win the match, right? And in any capacity, Christian does come out to try to cash in the thing. Now, I read a comment somewhere saying that like that contract is like it could be stolen, right? And I've watched a little bit of I watched a decent amount of Jay White in Japan, and Jay White is not a good human being, bro. Jay White is like he is a like a dickhead to the max. He is a snake and he is always he wrestles like a snake. He moves like a snake. He just is a snake. He's so good at what he does. I do not believe for a second that Jay White is a good guy. So I think that,
Dang, bro, shots fired. I was trying to unmute my mic. Sorry, it was just shots fired, bro. I
dude. Hey, but
see how you're coming.
I'm putting him over, bro. He's a goat heel, bro. I
True,
think
you're putting
that
them over. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
think that Jay White walks out with the title
Wow.
because like, dude, I remember when NJF had the title and they wrestled at Wrestle Dream 2023 or some shit. Like a few weeks before that, like Jay White sort of stole the belt and was walking around with it as if it was his. So I have a feeling that like in one way or another, he's gonna come out and screw somebody over for sure. We know that for a fact. But my tinfoil hat theory is that like he walks out with the title, he becomes the champion because like that's the only way
Hmm.
to like really put a I guess to kind of put a cap on this like Moxley kind of story.
No.
And given the track record of people that have held the title, I don't think that. I mean, as much as I love Edge, I think he also is like in my top 10 for sure. And I loved him as a kid, or I hated him as a kid, but like I think
So,
that I think there's more money in a Christian and Edge program than there is in Edge World Title run, simply because like the AEW World Title has been like a star making title. The only like OGs that have held it have been Samoa Joe, Omega, and Chris Jericho. Everybody else has been like fresh blood, and just
No.
like
we gotta see. We're missing a certain cult of personality there, right? A
I don't know who
certain.
you're talking about. Completely
All
ignoring
right, I
that
got
guy.
you. I
I don't know
got
who
you.
he
I got
is.
you.
Yeah, the fake world champion. I walk around with fake belts. That promo was bullshit, by the way.
Oh
We'll get into that
shoot!
later. Talk about I
Uh,
don't walk around with
yeah.
fake belts. But
Uh,
anyway, yeah, no. So I think that like we could see like Edge and Christian at All In as a match there, because I mean let's be real, like they both are near the end of their career,
No.
and like I just think that it like if AEW is really restoring the feeling, and it would make a lot more sense from their booking standpoint to go with a new guy than to go with like someone like Edge. I don't even think someone like Edge wants to win the title. Like I don't think he wants that. Like
True.
it could be like in a way that like Brian Danielson didn't want to win it either. He was basically forced to win it.
Right.
Uh, but like I forgot him as a damn world champion. But like I just think that like in terms of if we want a hard reset, it has to be Jay White. And the thing about the number one contendership that comes along with that, right? You have fresh matchups. You could have what's his name, Swerve and Jay White. You could have Ricochet and Jay White, right? And like some crazy program. But I just know that they don't usually do like heel against heel title programs.
Right.
So like it, whoever wins like has to be like a face. So if this Jay White theory is true, then Swerve would have to win the Ricochet match. But I'm going on a crazy tangent here. Bottom line
okay,
is,
no, that makes sense.
I think that Jay White walks out with the title. There's bro, he would not be on Dynamite squashing Max Caster for no reason, coming out with a smile, bro. He's not a good guy, bro. He's not a good guy. Plain and simple.
So, so do you think he stole the Christian's contract to cash
Yeah,
it in?
I don't know how that's going to work, but I think that like it, they could they could wrap it into the booking one way or another. Maybe it could just be that like you know like it. What if he like say when that contract gets cashed in, a new match begins, right? What if he like ended in a double count out or some shit, right? Like he hits both guys with a Blade Runner and no one has the belt. Now it's vacant. So he walks out with it, right? I don't know. It could just be some crazy shit, but like, it's just that's what I'm so excited for. But I'm also trying to hamper my expectations because like this is absurd amount of things have to fall in line for this to happen. So if I have these expectations, I don't want to be like disappointed. So, but regardless, shenanigans. Also, Wheeler Yuta
Yeah.
walked out on Moxley on Wednesday, so he could have an involvement in making things go wrong. I feel like Yuta may be involved by like in making Moxley lose to Edge, and then Christian comes out and then Jay White gets involved right at the end. So that's how
Dang, bro,
the
you, should-
dominoes will fall.
you should write the script, bro. Abu Adro, you should write the script, man. You're going on a whole tangent here, my bro.
Dude, I have not nerded about like a match like this in like ages, bro. The
Yeah,
last time I nerded about it was like probably when it was Hangman and Punk when they had that match. I don't know where that was gonna go, but
that was classic. Now it's fire though. We gotta respect it. We gotta respect it. But that's interesting. You said some interesting takes there too. You said so. You said Jay White is gonna walk out. Wow, that's some real. Um, as a fan as well as an upcoming wrestler, that's some really good ring psychology. Some really good takes that you just said too.
yeah,
Storytelling.
because I mean, if you think
Appreciate
about it, I
that.
just don't. It doesn't make sense how involved he's been. Like, just first of all, it feels weird seeing somebody like next to Edge as like supporting him, right? He doesn't need someone by his side, right? He's like one of the goats, right?
So
So
do you
it's
think
like
Edge
Jay
will
White.
get a title reign period before he retires, or like in this upcoming year at all? Like any
He
show,
could
any
probably get,
shows.
he could probably get like a TNT reign or maybe like one of the other belts. But I
Damn, bro,
like it.
you're doing my goat dirty, man. You're doing. Damn, man.
Dude, anything I'm putting a
Oh,
goat
good,
over
bro.
because I don't think he needs the belt to be over, bro. Like he's just him. He's the guy. And honestly, I was really surprised if you watch the match back with him and Wheeler Yuta from Wednesday, dude, he can still go. Like he is like,
Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
like the WWE style is like kind of weird. So like you don't really know what kind of a wrestler he is until he steps out of that company, right? Dude, he has a lot of technical aptitude, bro. He's like he's an OG for sure. He's very he could be a great coach. I feel like in the future, like he knows ball for sure.
Oh,
Well,
definitely.
heavy, a real recognized real. He could definitely be a great coach. Awesome.
Well, that was that for the AEW World Championship. Who knows? A lot of shenanigans might happen there. Who knows? Big Justice and Rizzler might join the Christian family. You never know. Well, for that, Khabii, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at 416KK. I upload shorts, so make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And you can find me on Instagram at Khabii416.
Fantastic. And Sasha, what about you, man?
Yeah, you guys can find me on every social. I just changed my X as well. You guys can find me on Twitter. X, Instagram, YouTube, on Prince underscore Sach 50. Again, it's Prince underscore Sach 50. You guys can find me on all three: Instagram, TikTok, and X. Give me a follow, post wrestling content, grappling content, and the stuff you guys will want to see soon. For sure. Peace out. Thank you.
Fantastic. And Azam, what about you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at Wrestling Bhai, BHAI.
Fantastic. And of course, you can follow this podcast we're listening to on Spotify. I'm also on Apple Podcasts. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Twitter, at Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. And for that, the television will be what was I saying? Ricky Stark says it.
The Revolution will be televised or will not be televised.
There we go.
Originally said by Gil Scott Heron. Rest in peace.
Yes.